As we have been talking about how long, Kohli could go on. Venki said earlier he could play another ODI World Cup. Given his fitness, he could, right? How long do you think he has?
Well, I think a four-year horizon seems very, reachable, eminently gettable.
Yeah.
Considering the kind of fitness he has and
Yeah.
the hunger, it seems insatiable. He just seems to want more and more and more. And I think personally, he must be setting landmarks for himself or milestones for himself going from here. So
Which is, what do you think that would be?
Scale Mount Tendulkar, 10,000 test runs, and so on. I mean,
75 ODI tons.
you don't know. I mean, 100 centuries.
100 centuries.
And you keep going.
Yeah.
And as long as you've got the hunger for it and the sense of enjoyment, if you enjoy it, there's no fatigue, there's no fed upness, there's no tiredness, then I think nowadays with this fitness regimen that the modern cricketer has, playing till you're 37, 38, 39 is not unthinkable as it used to be in the past.
Absolutely. Graham, you mentioned that you were a little bit disappointed with the New Zealand bowling. Was it just that the Indian batsmen were too good, or do you think New Zealand did lose the plot a little bit, especially at the start, and then they just couldn't recover from there?
Well, without a doubt. Sometimes you do get a bit of shell shock going into this game with the whole pressure of the game, the knockout, India's record. You can understand why New Zealand would be quite bullish and thinking that they'll do well. But whoever their bowling coach and whoever their tactical analysis guy is, who said, let's bowl short to Rohit Sharma, let's test him out with long hops. Oh my word. You don't bowl short to Rohit Sharma. We all know that. He's got out once in living memory, once against Bangladesh and Pune on the hook shot, which was a blip after hitting 2 sixes. You know full well in a bowler's meeting, you say, right, we pitch it up, we try and move the ball away from Rohit Sharma, we try and get him driving, get him nicked off with the new ball. And it was very unusual for such good bowlers and good tacticians like Trent Boult and Tim Southee. They just looked nervous. They looked like they were completely shell-shocked. That's why I said earlier that Rohit Sharma's 40-odd today, I mean, when you look at the scorecard afterwards, you'll go straight past it and you'll see the 200s and the 80. That 46 in record time, setting the scene, is honestly, it's one of the knocks of the tournament for me. Absolutely brilliant. And after they've gone so expensive at the top, on a small ground like the Mankadi, quick outfield, brilliant batting lineup, there was no way back. And it was just, it was all down to India's brilliance. But yeah, New Zealand completely shell-shocked.
And certainly a little bit of the confidence that you do give yourself as a team, Graham, in a knockout match, even against a big total. Surely the New Zealand team would be a little deflated with what has happened.
I can tell you this, there'll be one or two players in that New Zealand camp who are looking at the scoreboard thinking, the other 9 will look at that scoreboard and go, nah, we're done. There's no way we can chase this. So that is brilliant. Scoreboard pressure and a half, 397. If India, the only way India lose this game, if they concede 250 in the first 20 overs, then they're in trouble. But I can't see that happening.
Against this bowling lineup, I don't think so. Yeah, Venki?
No,
there's
I don't think
there's
so.
not that much that could go wrong for us.
I know, isn't it? I mean, the way they're bowling, if they get a couple of wickets in the first 10 overs, the first power play, then they're on the back for the Kiwis. So it's next to impossible if they lose a couple of wickets up front. It's next to impossible to chase this Mammoth score.
I mean, if they chase this, hats off. And whatever else you want.
They would definitely go into chase. It's not that they're going to. They're not going to
give up at the
give
start.
up or given or whatever. They'll definitely try to get those runs. And we have been talking about them coming close to chasing that Australian score of 390 or something like that, right? So they do have a good batting lineup, but then for that they cannot be losing wickets up front, and they need to have big partnership, and they have to be really dominant.
Yeah, you need to have a good run rate from the very beginning. You can't lose any wickets. It has to be near spotless run chase for you to chase 400, isn't it, Jimmy Baji? Is there any team, would this team have the belief that no, we can do it?
No, they'll try. They won't give it up, definitely, because you're playing the semi-finals of the World Cup, because you're good enough to be there. That's why you're playing this game. So they will give their best, actually. What they really need is a good start. Whether it happens or doesn't happen, we don't know. But I think the Indians have a quality bowlers here, whether you talk about any bowler, for all 5 bowlers, they're quality bowlers. Bumrah is there, Shami is there, Siraj is there, the two spinners there, Jadeja and Kuldeep. So I think there's no respite for this guy because the ball is spinning as well because they did not try to spin. This is what they were lacking in. Because there was so much pressure on them when they were bowling to any batter. So batter is hitting them all over the ground. So this is what I think they missed the trick over here. But Indian spinners will get.
So the chase is on only if they get say about 100 runs for just one wicket in the first 10 overs. What do you say?
Minimum 100.
Maybe slightly more, I would say, to set a platform. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You know, the thing is that as Jimmy Paji was saying, and we've been talking about this, there is no respite for the opposing batsman. You know, you can come in and you can play very good ODI cricket and it still is not going to be enough against a bowling lineup. But Venki, do you reckon, what do you make of the pitch first of all in the first half? Do you reckon there could be any issues for India with the dew factor, you know, the batting getting easier, for example, in the second half as well, post those 10-12 overs?
See, it's a belter. It's a fantastic track to bat on. So that's what I'm saying. In the first 10 overs, if the New Zealand, the Kiwis can get 100 runs in the first power play with the new ball and just two fielders outside the 30-yard circle, and there's no two catching like how it used to be before. That was even tougher then, isn't it? So, and if they lose just a wicket, then the chase is on. If they lose a couple of wickets and if they're just say about 70 runs, then it's going to be tough for the Kiwis.
Who are you watching out for, Karthik, in this batting lineup?
Devon Conway. I think he's somebody who can put them in a good position because he hits odd parts of the country. He's very different in the way he plays. And obviously, I've told you before as well, for me, Daryl Mitchell is a key figure there. It's literally go big or go home right now for New Zealand.
Yes,
I think, Shivani, they'll also be very knackered now after this kind of
Exactly.
pounding that they've received.
Both mentally and physically.
Mentally and physically. And then they've got this looming target in front of them. So, as everybody's mentioned, that you need to get conceivably about 100 runs in 10, 11 overs, not losing a wicket or not more than one. This is a tough call because you have to take those chances, the big risks. And when you take the big risks,
it is the scoreboard pressure. You have to score at a quick pace right from the get-go. You cannot really take that much time to set in.
Somebody to have a blinder, absolute
A
blinder.
maximum.
Somebody to have an absolute blinder.
Two guys to play innings of a lifetime.
Yeah,
you know, like that.
And it has happened before, isn't it? Chasing 400 odd runs. You're good in statistics.
Yeah, South Africa,
did it against Australia.
South Africa, Australia, they did that.
Yeah.
Great.